Today we'll be going through every year of Roblox games and ranking them from 1 to 10. Starting off with classic Rocket Arena, released in 2006. This game is older than most Roblox players. It was Roblox's first official game and was released by Roblox themselves. It has now been privated, but I was able to rack up 1.9 million visits before doing so. It is legit the most nostalgic Roblox game there is, similar to the next game, Crossroads. Released in 2007, Crossroads was also released by Roblox, but this one is actually playable. It does only average around 5 to 10 players, but I decided to join it regardless to experience the game once again. In the game you just brutally murder people, so I was having a lot of fun. What made it better is that the community inside it was so kind. I talked to a lot of the few players that play this game, and I even made a bacon friend. Unlike new games, where the only thing people say is, "Please give me fruit." I almost lost track of time playing it, but I said my goodbyes and left. I think it really affected my bacon brother, but I'm sure he'll recover one day. 7 out of 10. Next up is Work at a Pizza Place, released in 2008. But what's crazy is that this game still averages around 5 to 15,000 players with 5.1 billion visits, which is crazy. That's like half of the world. In the game you work at a pizza place. Yes, really. In the pizza place you pick one of 4 jobs. I picked delivery because that's the best job. Not up for debate. While the community isn't as vibrant as Crossroads, it is still a very well made game which still updates frequently, so I can see why it's so popular. 6 out of 10. But now it's Lumberjack Tycoon 2, released in 2009. This game started the tycoon trend that would continue for years to come, and it still averages around 2 to 5,000 players. In the game you chop wood, sell it and upgrade your axe. And I was really surprised about how good the game was. Unlike most tycoons, it had real depth, in that it's not just clicking buttons. You have to go chop for wood, you have to go buy your axe, you have to actually play the game instead of just clicking a button like most tycoons. It brings the same feeling as going to IKEA and building your own desk, or going to the store and buying your own axe. People enjoy that more because the creation process is so fun. And the bonus is that the community is so kind as well. Literally 1 second after I joined, a random guy came up to me and helped me progress through the game. Not gonna lie, I might have made an excuse why I left him, but I just didn't want to hurt his feelings, okay? But it was the most fun I had in a long time, and I already made another friend through this experience. 9 out of 10. Next up is an OG game most people still know, Natural Disaster Survival, made in 2010. This game still averages around 5 to 10,000 players and has over 3 billion visits. In the game you just have to survive as natural disasters try to kill you. When I played it, it was really hard, but I did survive. And not everyone found it as hard as I did, I guess. But about the community, it was pretty similar to a normal Roblox game, but all in all it was a fun experience, but it didn't hit me like some of the other games did. 7 out of 10. Now it's time to drive because the next game is Ultimate Driving. This game is one of the more least popular games in our list, averaging only around 200 to 500 players. The gameplay is just driving cars around, but there are some cool options. Like for my starter car, I got this sweet Lambo. This bacon has moved up in the world. Riding it was a lot of fun, and I even got money for driving. I wish this was real life. I could use the money to buy a lot of cars also, and I mean a lot. So I picked this beautiful 2004 Toyota car. Wow, just look at it. I did a race with this car, and yeah, I don't think this 2004 Toyota car is too good. But on the other hand, the gameplay gets a little repetitive and the map isn't too interesting. 6 out of 10. But back on the tycoons because the next game is Theme Park Tycoon 2, made in 2012. It was one of the most popular tycoons back in the day, appearing in many YouTube videos, and it even now averages around 5 to 10,000 players, so once I checked out what the hype is about. I joined in and it was such an advanced game with save files and even a tutorial. It felt like I was playing a whole new game outside of Roblox. After struggling with the tutorial because I'm an idiot, it did become really fun. I overpriced all my rides and watched grown people go on the teacups ride. Wow. I can see how this game could be played for hours on end and not get bored. But there isn't really a community in the game, it's mostly just handling your theme park. But the aspect is so entertaining and fresh, I can see why this game is so popular now and years ago. 9 out of 10. Hopefully we'll get a 10 out of 10 for one of these games. But next up is Zombie Rush, made in 2013. It averages around 100 players, definitely one of the lowest ones on the list. But this made no sense to me. The gameplay is amazing, just look at the graphics. Is this even Roblox anymore? In the game you basically team up and shoot zombies that get progressively harder. But even with this simple concept, it's made so well. With hundreds of weapons to choose from and such immersive gameplay, it's a shock that this only gets 100 players when games like Brookhaven get 600,000. 8 out of 10. But I can't say that the next game isn't popular because it's Murder Mystery 2, made in 2014. It averages 50 to 150,000 players to this day, one of the most popular Roblox games ever. Everyone knows the game. There's 3 roles: innocent, murderer and sheriff. Innocent tries to stay alive, murderer tries to brutally kill them, and sheriff tries to brutally kill the murderer. This simple concept is so replayable and entertaining, keeping players engaged, waiting to be able to kill their friends. But with popularity comes downsides, like the community. This is the most fan attacked Skibidi community ever. People were referencing the Minecraft movie, but I at least met Steve. 7 out of 10. But the next game doesn't even have a community at all, because the next game is Pokemon Brick Bronze. Made in 2015, this game used to average around 100,000 players. It was the game on Roblox. Yes, was. Because it got banned in 2018, leaving hundreds of thousands of people speechless. People invested thousands of hours and Robux into the game, and now it was all gone. Everything. It's like if Bloxfish got banned. Oh no, please don't do it. But even with the ban, people were still desperate to play the game and copies floated around, but Roblox banned them all. A vibrant community destroyed. But I did have a chance to play the game all those years ago, and it earned its popularity as it's the best game I've ever played. 10 out of 10. While Pokemon Brick Bronze was forced to break the community, this was the opposite for the next game, The Plaza. Made in 2016, this once was a massive social hangout game, averaging hundreds upon hundreds of players. Now, it can barely break 5. With more advanced games like Brookhaven taking over, it was left in the dust. But even so, I tried to talk with a few players that still play this game, but with no response. The only person who talked to me wasn't even a person. It was some sort of monkey in a bikini. And she called me fat for no reason, and then she kicked me out of her car. Then she chased me around the map, forcing me to commit suicide on the train tracks. Great community, 1 out of 10. Next up is Jailbreak, which unlike the Plaza still averages around 8 to 20,000 active players. Made in 2017, it became the biggest prison game on Roblox, having frequent updates and amazing gameplay. Basically, you're either a criminal or an officer, but no one picks an officer who wants to be an op, getting bullied by all the criminals. But as a criminal, you break out of prison, commit crimes, and have fun. The community is still vibrant. A guy even came up in a helicopter to help me escape prison. I'm pretty sure he was a cop. He's definitely getting fired. But then after I broke out with the help of this random police officer, I immediately got arrested while trying to rob a gas store with a shark. 9 out of 10. But now we have Tower of Hell. Currently one of the biggest obby games on Roblox, averaging 10 to 25,000 plays, and it has over 20 billion visits. Made in 2018, it became loved but also hated as it is an obby with no checkpoints. You have 8 minutes to get to the top or it's over, and this concept is very rage inducing. I sweated hard and only managed to get around halfway through, and I was a little angry when I fell. I think I might have broke my screen. I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, the community is pretty chill. I mean, no one really talks as they're all sweating their butts off trying to get to the top. But at least the game itself is really fun. 8 out of 10. Next is the third biggest game on Roblox, Blox Fruits. Made in 2018, this anime RPG game has an average of 150 to 300,000 players with almost 50 billion visits. But surprisingly, I have never played this game despite its popularity, so experiencing it for the first time was very interesting. In the game, you kill enemies, roll fruits, and buy different weapons to help you kill the enemies. I actually wasn't too happy with the game though. I never even got below a third of my health when attacking enemies. Maybe I'm just too good, or maybe it's because I put all my skill points into defense. I don't think you're supposed to do that. So a big negative is that the main part of the game, rolling fruits, isn't even accessible until you're level 50. But I found this random spin fruit on the ground, so it didn't affect me too much. Honestly, I feel like the game is pretty boring for the first few hours, and after that, most of your time just goes to grinding the enemies like any RPG. Worstly, the community is very active, but most of the people are just begging for fruits or spins. But in all fairness, it was a very well made game. I think I'm just not a fan of a 24/7 grinding in RPGs. I mean, spending hours on end doing the same thing just to save enough money to gamble on fruits doesn't sound appealing. 4 out of 10. Now it's time for a more forgotten game, Piggy. Made in 2020, this game bloomed during COVID-19, consistently having over 100,000 players. Now, it can barely break 5,000, so I joined in to see why. When I started, the game had already begun and I had no idea what was happening. I saw this animal and it got pretty weird. I think she wanted grass or something. Honestly, my first encounter with Piggy was very scary because it wasn't even Piggy, it was some scam elephant. Where did the pig go? I want Piggy. It was very challenging to get away and I eventually died. In the game, you're supposed to collect items to escape, sort of like Granny, but it wasn't very player friendly. The game I joined was pretty dead and the community is long gone. 3 out of 10. But time to head in my bed.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
No, not in a weird way, because the next game is Bed Wars. Made in 2021, this game now averages around 10 to 15,000 players. Based on Minecraft Bed Wars, it really is just adjusted into Roblox. You try breaking other people's beds so they can't respawn, and then you kill them. Simple. The games I played weren't too successful. I tried solos and got cooked in 10 seconds, and in duos we also got cooked. Definitely not my fault. The community is still there with so many players. The thing I didn't like is these kits. It just gives you extra stuff when you first start the game, and most of them are for Robux. Imagine you are sweating this game and then this random guy who bought a 500 Robux kit came up and killed you with his OP items that he gets at the start. It seems like a big pay to win aspect of the game. 7 out of 10. Nah, 6 out of 10 cause I'm salty I lost. Hopefully I can get my anger out in the next game, Strongest Battlegrounds. Made in 2022, this game still averages over 50,000 players and it is one of the most popular games on Roblox. In it, you just punch kids. That's literally it. I already love this game. It was a very simple concept of just fighting, but it was very fun and well made. There are many kits you can get for completely free, unlike the other game, and it's nice that anyone can just jump in and play. I did only get 1 kill and died a lot, but it was still very fun. 7 out of 10. And the next game is pretty similar to Strongest Battlegrounds, as it is Blade Ball. Made in 2023, Blade Ball averages over 20,000 players with yet another simple concept. Click when the ball gets to you. But the game is so much more than that. There's skills, skins, and the game is so well made that it's no surprise that it's so popular. When you first join, they give you instructions and even face you against bots so you know what you're doing before you play real people. Also, the skills aren't paid to win, with 90% of them accessible just by playing the game and earning coins. It's so player friendly, and I was even pretty good and won a match. Baconhead's got some skills. If I wanted to sit down and play a game for an hour, this is the game I'd choose. 10 out of 10. Now the year 2024, when the next game, Fish, was created. Fish averages over 70,000 players and has revolutionized simulators with its game. This takes away from the normal click, buy pets, repeat aspect of simulators and actually gives you an immersive gaming experience. It's player friendly with a simple tutorial that you can choose to skip, which I really liked, and the base aspect of the game, catching fish, is challenging but not too challenging. Progression is very well made and it makes you want to keep playing. The community is very vibrant also, with lots of conversations and communication happening in the game. A very well made immersive simulator, kind of like Lumberjack Tycoon 2 but made for newer Roblox players. 10 out of 10. Finally, the current year, 2025, which birthed the next game and final game, Dead Rails. Dead Rails is the second most popular game, consistently averaging around 400,000 players. Fortnite doesn't even get close to that. In the game, you ride a train for a barren desert, trying to get to the end, to get to like a safe city or something. I don't know, I'm not good enough to win this game. But it is definitely not a simple concept. But thankfully, the team I joined was very kind and vowed to help me get through the game. I messed up a lot. I even made the same mistake twice, but my team was so kind and helped me out. One time they even stopped the train to help me get my useless part back on. This game is very challenging and even a swarm of 3 zombies could kill you at the start. And this happened to me twice again. My team did end up losing, definitely because of me, but I had the urge to keep playing to get to the end. I mean, this game is amazing. It doesn't even feel like Roblox anymore. It feels like a whole new game, a whole new experience, and I think that's where Roblox is heading, where every game is not just a game, it's an experience, where every different one is a whole new story, a whole new world, and a whole new feeling. 10 out of 10. Well, that's every year of Roblox. Make sure to watch this previous video where I explore the most hated Roblox games. Tell me in the comments what you think the most iconic game for every year is.